Have you ever noticed how some people seem to enjoy life, go out with friends, travel occasionally, and still manage to grow their savings, while others feel like every peso disappears the moment it arrives? It can feel confusing and frustrating. You work hard, you try to be responsible with money, yet saving often feels like something that takes the joy out of life. Many people believe that if you want to save money, you must sacrifice the things that make life enjoyable. But what if that belief is wrong? What if saving money and enjoying life are not opposites at all? What if the real secret is learning how to design your lifestyle so both can exist at the same time? Most financial advice focuses on restriction. Don't spend on this. Cut that out. Stop doing the things you enjoy. While discipline is important, that kind of advice often fails in the long run because it ignores something fundamental about human behavior. People rarely stick with habits that feel like punishment. Researchers in behavioral economics have studied this problem for decades. Nobel Prize-winning economist Richard Toller explained that people do not always make financial decisions purely based on logic. Emotions, habits, and immediate rewards often shape how we spend and save money. In other words, if saving feels painful, most people will eventually stop doing it. But if saving feels rewarding and still allows room for enjoyment, it becomes much easier to maintain over time. So the real goal is not removing fun from your life. The goal is learning how to enjoy life while making smarter financial choices at the same time. And if you enjoy learning simple ideas that make money easier to manage in real life, you might find a lot of value in the kind of conversations we have here. Let's start with the first important shift: redefining what fun really means. Many people unconsciously link fun with spending money. Going to expensive restaurants, buying the newest gadgets, or paying for entertainment subscriptions can feel like the default way to enjoy life. But interestingly, research on happiness suggests that experiences often provide more lasting satisfaction than material purchases. Studies frequently discussed in Harvard Business Review highlight that shared experiences, activities, and meaningful moments often create stronger memories than simply buying things. This insight opens an important opportunity. If experiences create more lasting happiness than purchases, then enjoying life does not necessarily require spending large amounts of money. Think about simple experiences: a picnic in the park with friends, cooking a meal together at home, exploring a new area in your city. These activities cost very little, yet they can still create meaningful moments. Once you start thinking this way, saving money stops feeling like you're giving up fun. Instead, it becomes a process of choosing better experiences. Another powerful strategy is designing your budget in a way that protects enjoyment instead of eliminating it. Many people create extremely strict budgets where every non-essential expense disappears. At first, it may work, but after a few weeks, the pressure builds. Eventually, they feel deprived and abandon the budget completely. A more sustainable approach is intentionally setting aside money for enjoyment. One commonly referenced guideline,
50-30-20
budgeting rule, which divides income into needs, wants, and savings. This framework is often associated with discussions by Elizabeth Warren, who helped popularize the concept in personal finance conversations. In this model, about 50% of income goes toward necessities like housing and food. 30% can be used for personal wants, and 20% goes towards savings or investments. The key idea here is simple but powerful. Enjoyment is part of the plan. When you allow yourself a specific amount for fun activities, spending no longer feels reckless or irresponsible. You know exactly what you can afford without harming your financial progress. Another effective strategy is replacing expensive habits rather than eliminating them entirely. Take dining out as an example. Restaurants are convenient and enjoyable, but frequent meals outside the home can become expensive. Instead of cutting restaurants completely, you can reduce the frequency or replace some outings with home gatherings. Hosting dinner with friends can actually become more memorable than meeting in a crowded restaurant. Everyone contributes something. The cost becomes much lower, and the social experience remains just as enjoyable. Small changes like this quietly reduce spending while keeping the enjoyable parts of life intact. Daily routines also offer opportunities for savings. Many expenses seem small individually, but grow significantly over time. For example, buying coffee every day may not feel expensive in the moment, but repeating that habit for months or years can add up to a noticeable amount. This does not mean you must eliminate the habit completely. Instead, you can adjust the frequency. Maybe coffee outside becomes a weekend treat instead of a daily purchase. That small adjustment alone can reduce spending without removing the enjoyment entirely. Another powerful technique is turning saving into something engaging rather than boring. People often respond well to challenges and visible progress. This is why games are so addictive. They provide milestones, goals, and rewards. You can apply the same idea to personal finance. Some people try short nose pen challenges, where they avoid unnecessary purchases for a specific period. Others create small savings challenges where they regularly set aside increasing amounts of money. The psychological benefit comes from seeing progress. Each milestone reinforces the habit. The American Psychological Association notes that visible progress toward goals can significantly increase motivation and persistence in long-term behavior change. In simple terms, when people see improvement happening, they are more likely to continue the behavior. Another helpful strategy is using automation to make saving easier. Many financial experts recommend automatically transferring a portion of your income into savings immediately after payday. This approach works because it removes the need for constant discipline. Instead of deciding every week whether you should save money, the system does it automatically. Over time, even small automated transfers can grow into meaningful savings. Finally, one of the strongest motivations for saving comes from having a clear purpose. Saving money without a specific goal can feel abstract. It simply feels like denying yourself spending today for an uncertain future. But when savings are connected to meaningful goals, everything changes. Maybe you want to build an emergency fund to reduce financial stress. Maybe you want to travel, invest in education, or prepare for a major life purchase. When your money has a purpose, saving starts to feel less like sacrifice and more like progress toward something meaningful. Breaking big goals into smaller milestones also helps maintain motivation. Reaching your first savings target, even if it's small, creates momentum. And that momentum is what builds long-term financial habits. Here's something interesting many people discover over time: when they find a healthy balance between enjoying life and saving money, their financial discipline actually improves. Extreme restriction often leads to burnout, but balanced habits are sustainable. Think of it like fitness. A person who tries an extreme diet may succeed temporarily, but struggles to maintain it. A balanced lifestyle that includes occasional treats tends to last much longer. Money works the same way. Building wealth usually comes from consistent habits maintained over many years, not from short bursts of extreme sacrifice. So unlocking everyday savings without sacrificing fun is really about designing your life intentionally, choosing experiences over unnecessary spending. Planning your finances so enjoyment has a place. Habits rather than removing everything you enjoy. When these pieces come together, saving money stops feeling like a struggle. Instead, it becomes something empowering. It becomes a tool that gives you more freedom, more options, and more control over your future. So here's something worth thinking about today. What is one small change you could make this week that would allow you to enjoy life while saving a little more money? Maybe it's hosting a dinner instead of eating out. Maybe it's starting a small savings challenge. Or maybe it's simply creating a small budget for fun so you can spend without guilt. Small steps like these often lead to surprisingly big results over time. And if you enjoy learning simple ways to understand money and build smarter habits, consider staying connected with the channel. Subscribing and turning on notifications simply means you'll see the next video when it's released. If this video helped you think about saving money in a new way, leaving a like also helps more people discover it, and I'd genuinely like to hear your perspective. What's one way you personally save money while still enjoying life? Share it in the comments. Your idea might inspire someone else who's trying to improve their financial habits too. Because in the end, building wealth isn't about removing joy from your life. It's about learning how to use money in a way that supports the life you truly want to live.